The Asetek Initium bundle has basically only just been released this week. And thanks to the guys at Asetek, they sent me one over to have a look at and to provide a review for. So let's just start from the beginning. I'll give my pros and cons to every piece of it and then come up with my final thoughts. So first things first, the packaging is beautiful. However, I was a little bit overexcited with the blue boxes, thinking it would be PlayStation compatible. Unfortunately, currently, and the version that I have is only PC compatible. Now there is going to be an updated wheel which can pop on to your base and it will become compatible with the Xbox, but there isn't anything that I'm aware of in the future for a PlayStation compatible. Now let's start with the wheel. Nice and easy to remove. It's quite a heavy boy. It has two rotary encoders, a 4-way D-pad with very clicky buttons, magnetic paddle shifters, with plastic paddle shifts, which I'm not 100% that they're as good as they could be, and maybe an area they've scrimped on. Stop and start button. This is very handy for when the force feedback goes crazy. I do think that should be implemented in most direct drive wheels. There's 11 buttons altogether with 4 that light up. It has a light up panel here. This is quite good. For example, if you come across a yellow flag, this will light up yellow and it will work with a lot of other things. These are also customizable. One of the things I really liked about it, it comes with stickers. These stickers, if I could get them to focus, you can place on the buttons. So whenever you keybind anything up to, on game, whatever, it can remind you of what you've set them up to. And they come in a dark and a light version, which is very good. I can't hold it like that any longer. Oh my God. It's quite small, if I'm being honest. It's not very big, but it's definitely heavy and very weighty. It has a textured rubberized grip, and overall it doesn't feel like they've cheaped out on it too much. Compared to the Thrustmaster T598, which I have to say is one of the most plasticky wheels I've ever seen, this feels like a whole different world. So big points for the wheel. The wheelbase, now this is the baby version of what Asetek have. So this is only 5.5 Newton meters. However, for me, I think that's a good place to start on direct drive. I think if you go for the full shebang, like I think they've got one that's 24 Newton meters. I'm sorry, you're not using it to that strength. You're just not. Its power supply of 96 watts. It has 5 ports at the back, and I have to say, very importantly, the ports, power supply, every cable that comes with it is strong and sturdy. Take notes, Thrustmaster. Its dimensions are 133 to 132 by 235 millimeters. It is all powered by Race Hub from Asetek, and it all worked really well as far as the software is concerned. But it does come with a metal plate to attach it to your desk. However, I would suggest your desk must be as strong as Arnold Schwarzenegger, because this thing is heavy. The pedals are very basic. They do come with some stuff to them. So one of the things I really liked was the option to either run it as cockpit mode or floor mode. Now this is very easily done, so to speak. You turn the base around, you'll see that there is metal plates. You unscrew them, and inside there you will see a little black plate. On there will be a picture of either a sofa or a sim rig. You just turn it round to fit however you want to use them. The pedals are also height adjustable, which is very nice. They weigh 2.9 kilograms. They are very, very lightweight, and they're made from glass fibre. However, they do give off a very strong vibe of Frank from accounting made these pedals from his 3D printer. One of the things I liked about the pedals was that there is a curvature that you can add, so you can literally personalize how you would like the pedals to react to your input, which I thought was very, very nice. So on the whole, a nice little set for you to get started on your direct drive. However, I really wanted to like you. I got started on this a few days ago by fitting it to my rig, and it didn't go as easily as I thought it would. I'm gonna try and keep in order because I think it's important that we do that. I didn't really have any problems with the wheel. I think the wheel is quite good. It is a bit plasticky, but because it is the lower end model, I didn't expect it to be premium quality. This, it's just watered down. I could not get to grips with it. I don't know what it was. I tried several different things on several different games and everything just felt wrong. I first tried it on LMU and it took me a very long time to get it to work. I had to invert the wheel because it literally just got stuck like that, shaking. Thought it was that I hadn't calibrated it properly. I thought that I hadn't centered it properly, but it turns out I did. I did. I went into the software, and how I run this was that I put it on 5.5 Newton meters, and it was just like it couldn't work that out. It was just constantly going crazy on me, and there was no way I could possibly drive it. I reduced it down to 4.5 Newton meters. I had a fondle with the settings. Now there are some presets in there, one for GT3 and one for F1, but it just felt like I was getting clipping all the time. I thought maybe I'd soft spotted my tyres. I thought maybe, I was just running around, I'd maybe soft spotted them, but I'd go out of the garage with a brand new car, brand new tyres, and I still got that feeling. It was very chunky and just clippy. When I turned it, I had to do a lot more rotation. Now I had this wheel set up to 900 degrees because this is how you would set it up for GT3s, and I was having to really rotate the wheel, which then when it was returning to the centre would cause the car to become quite unsettled. Even when I lowered it down, I was still having to really make some very strong movements to get the car to do what I wanted to do. I felt like I was on ice all the time. I just didn't feel like I was safe. I just didn't get all the feedback that I wanted, even at the higher Newton meters. And I had this running at 100% feedback in game. I had to do so many things in game to get it to work. It didn't recognize it at first, which I expected because it's a new wheel. Yeah, I don't know what it was. It just didn't feel right. Now, I know I'm not a pro when it comes to direct drive wheels, and maybe it was just a new feeling. I don't know, but it certainly didn't feel like a lot of fun to drive. And yeah, I just felt like I had a much better and smoother experience with the Thrustmaster T598. And unfortunately, the pedals just made the situation a lot worse. The pedals are by far the cheapest pedals I've ever seen in a wheel set. They look like they're made from a 3D printer. They're incredibly plasticky. They don't weigh much, which is a good thing. Putting the pedals onto my rig was a bit of a nightmare. See, a lot of the time when you have a rig like I do, so I have the GT Omega Titan rig. This is a metal frame. My foot plate is not threaded, and I think the majority of sim rigs aren't. The pedal set that comes with this, the base isn't threaded, so I couldn't attach the pedals to my foot plate on my rig. I have never ever had a pedal set where they haven't had threaded holes for me to fit them. Now, it's not a big deal. I went to B&Q and I got some nuts and bolts and I attached it on and it's fine, but I just thought it gave 3D printing. For example, these are the Thrustmaster T598 pedals that come with that set. Now, I didn't like these. I thought these were quite cheap. This is metal. The plates here are plastic, but they're very thick. Here, this is the accelerator. This is the accelerator, okay? So, sorry. This is the accelerator, comes with a spring. It's very strong. You have different points that you can fit the actual accelerator plate on, and I have feedback because it's a spring, so I'm able to press down on how much accelerator I want, and I am going to show you the video of me pressing down on the pedal set because I have got zero feedback with this Asetek pedal set. Like, there is nothing. It is just a plastic plate which feels like it's looped around something, and it's just like, if I just gently press on the accelerator, I don't know how much I'm getting from that. I have to look on the car and see if I'm going too fast than I want to. You go all the way down to the foot plate and you've just got no control because there's no pushback on the pedal, so you can't place it where you want it to be. And now the brake pedal. Now this is the Thrustmaster one again. This one has a really good system on it, considering it's quite a basic pedal set. I don't know if you can see there, it's got a spring, that thing there. It's quite a strong pedal set. I have it on the strongest spring, closest to the foot pedal, because I like quite a strong, don't like too much travel, and I like quite a strong pedal. This brake pedal is incredibly soft. I got it on the hardest spring. It does come with a soft or a hard spring. The soft spring is installed when you get it. It's yeah, this is I get this overwhelming feeling of locking up all the time, and it's because I just don't know where I am on the pedal set. I'm not good at trail braking, but it makes it even worse with this. Now again, you can do the curvature on the settings and stuff, but honestly, I just didn't feel it did anything. I just really didn't feel like it changed anything other than it made the car more wayward. I think if you start changing the curvature of the pedals when they're just so basic as they are, you're just going to cause yourself even more problems. I would say the brake pedal is better than the accelerator pedal, but you are definitely going to want to upgrade that. It's not a fun experience. Not only that, the pedal set is incredibly uncomfortable because it's got like a line right where my foot would go, and I've only got small feet, so I actually have to lift up to get the full pedal because my feet are only small. But it's not comfortable at all. If you're doing an endurance race, you're going to be constantly on this plastic line that's going to indent in your foot, and it's going to hurt you. It's a USB-C. I really believe that all manufacturers should be using USB-C. Thrustmaster thought a headphone jack cable was the best thing to do, which is ridiculous, honestly. But that's it really. Don't get the pedals, just don't get the pedals, they're awful. I'm never going to get asked to do any reviews for Asetek ever again, am I? It's gone. So I tried it on various games. I tried it on Le Mans Ultimate, I tried it on AC Evo, I did try it on WRC. I don't know if it's because it's new, maybe it's just not, compatible with the game yet. Tried it on F1, it probably felt about best on that game. It did pretty much set up quite quickly as well. I don't have any footage of that, I'm afraid, because I've just been driving around on the game. My apologies, but I did try it and it did work. My overall opinion of it is that it is just a very diluted version of their higher end. It is a budget starter direct drive wheel, but it just doesn't feel great. I just can't put it into words. It feels choppy, clippy. It sounds like there's sand in there. What's wrong with you? And it creaks, and when you have to put too much lock in, and then it'll swing the car out when you go to straighten it up. It's just not, it doesn't feel connected. Whether with more time I could adapt to it a bit, because I did have quite a few months with the Thrustmaster, that could be a possibility. And if you are new to sim racing, then you could get this and easily adapt yourself to it. But if you have had a sim wheel before, I just don't think you're going to enjoy it that much. There's so much competition in the market. Moser's got an entry-level direct drive. You've got Fanatec with an entry-level direct drive. Thrustmaster, I mean, the Thrustmaster one is currently at £400. and I would argue that you get more with it. It's got an LCD screen. That's another thing. Software, I have to go into the software to adjust my force feedback and everything, and I know it's not a bad thing, I know it's not a huge thing, but on the LCD screen at the Thrustmaster I can just change it with buttons and done. In this I have to close the game, go into the software, close the software, go back into the game. It's annoying. I would say the Thrustmaster, I think this is on for €600 I believe, and I just can't see that this is worth £200-300 more than the Thrustmaster. I really can't. The Thrustmaster is compatible with PlayStation, PC, the pedal set's better. I'd argue that the force feedback and the direct drive is a much smoother and nicer experience. You can feel more of what the car is doing. I had a much greater chance of saving the car with that. The only thing I would suggest that's probably worse is the wheel on that. I think the wheel is very cheap and tacky. But other than that, I think save yourself a couple of £100 and get the Thrustmaster, because I just think it's better. And if you've got unlimited amounts of money, then you want something serious setup. Asetek are a brilliant brand and do provide amazing equipment, higher end equipment. They have got quite big boys there, and I will leave links in the description to this, to their bigger boys, and what I would suggest that you go for, because if you want the full experience, you're not getting it with this, you're not getting it with the Thrustmaster, but there are other options out there. It's a good try, Asetek, it's a very good try, but unfortunately it just isn't up to par with the other beginner direct drives on the market. If you did enjoy this video, then please do make sure to subscribe. I create racing game content and provide reviews for sim racing products, so make sure to subscribe, and if this video helped you in any way, then please make sure to like. Thank you so much for watching.